What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel here on another pretty chilly Sunday morning here in New England. In honor of an upcoming Florida trip I have planned, I figured since last time I went, it was in the summertime, it stayed light out, super late. I was able to play an executive course in the morning and then a championship later on. Not going to be able to do that this time for the trip coming up because it's going to be dark by about 5:30, but I figured I do really enjoy the courses down there, and to get a little bit of a sneak peek on maybe some courses that I'm going to play, and you guys seem to like some of the Florida stuff, figured I'd do a little Home T Hero series with some of the Villages courses. So the plan is I'm going to just go through alphabetical order of the executive courses and then the championship courses. So basically my plan is usually I come out here and I play two 18-hole rounds. So I figure for these, all the executives are 9 holes, and then the championships, I think there's like maybe 13 of them, and I think 10 of the 13 are 27 holes, and 3 are just 18 holes. So basically my plan is to come out here, play an executive course, what you're seeing now, to warm up, and then play 2 9 holes at a championship, and then depending on how I'm feeling with the cold weather and everything else, play another executive course to finish it up. But for today's video, we're going through again, starting off with the executive in alphabetical order. This is Amberwood. Garmin had it in Lady Lake, which I think is close to it, but for the address I had 7435 Southeast 172 Legacy Lane, The Villages, Florida. Again, it said Lady Lake here in Home T Hero, but it's probably the same thing. This is a level 4 executive course, so basically there's, I think, close to 40 executive, maybe even more now, like 40-45 executive courses throughout the Villages. Basically they're described as par 3 courses with 1 or 2 par 4s sprinkled in. So hence the good warm-up. This is basically just a par 3 course. And they range from level 1 to 4, 1 being the easiest, or as they describe it, the friendliest, and level 4 being the hardest or most challenging, as they describe it. So Amberwood for this one is a level 4. We're going to give it a go and see what happens here. So again, pretty cold out. It's about 35-40 degrees. Sunday morning, Patriots are playing later. I'll probably miss maybe the first quarter. I have it recorded with YouTube TV, but they suck anyways, so I'm not going to be missing much, but we're going to give it a go. Slept funny a couple nights ago. I think it was on the other side a couple months ago when I did it, but I don't know, I must have been sleeping funny. I don't remember like working out or pulling anything, but it's like my right shoulder blade right behind me is just feels like there's like a knife in my shoulder blade. So we'll see how that goes. And then I noticed yesterday, it's probably too far away for you guys to tell, but I have shot blood vessels in both my eyes. So basically I'm falling apart back here, but hopefully we can put up some halfway decent golf. But real quick for the rundown: Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand, Country Club Elite mat, Callaway Super Fast ball, DIY stance mat, 10x7 nets, Home T Hero you're seeing within the Garmin Golf app for the simulator software. And I finally got a hold of the leaves. I've been hearing when I was warming up, some leaves are falling. It kind of sounds like snow. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but finally got a hold of the leaves back here, so it does look better. And waiting for the final leaves to fall, and eventually I'll put, like I said, another bag of mulch down just to add some new fresh color back here. But without further ado, let's get into it. First hole, par 3. I think I looked before just to make sure this was the exact course. There's only 1 par 4, so all par 3s, 1 par 4 for 9 holes. We got 145 down 1. I'm going smooth 9, choke down 9, whatever you want to call it. I got to be careful with my own wording for my own head. Sometimes I better off just choking down and taking a full swing versus telling myself I'm going to swing easier. Sometimes kind of play mind games with myself, but we're going to go 9 iron, see how this goes. Looking forward to smashing some drivers on the next 2 courses I plan on playing. A little bit thin, a little bit toey. Definitely pulled it left. We'll see if it catches the green. I may need to get down just a little bit. Alright. Pretty close to pin high. A little bit long. Definitely left, but we're on the green. That's going to be a par to start it. The next executive, if I play it towards the end, is one I've actually played before. And I urge you guys to go check out Golfing the Villages. They're a YouTube channel that I collab with on my last trip. They're a YouTube channel dedicated to only the Villages content, and they do a great job showcasing the courses. So I'd be curious if any of you people that are watching are either from the villages, you live there, maybe you have a second house, or you've been there before and are familiar with it, if you played any of these courses, to compare and contrast some of the real life layouts and what you're seeing on home to here. Obviously the graphics don't do it justice, but for this one, for example, I know they've changed around some of the layouts on the courses, but if you've played this Amberwood course before, I would assume you would have water on the left if you were familiar with it. So just let me know if you've experienced any of that. I am going to keep an eye on the camera to make sure, since it's so cold out, nothing turns itself off, which would be frustrating like what happened last time. But even through one, second hole, par 3, 166, down 1. I'm going to go kind of an in-between number again. Actually, well, 165. I'm going to go 8 iron. I can probably actually hit it pretty full. Distances are probably down about 5-10 yards right now just from being so bundled up. I have about 20 layers on. Kind of restricts your swing a little bit, and just the colder weather. But I've been seeing, again with these newer irons, are new to me, about 165, 170, occasionally about 175 with this 8 iron, so I take a pretty full swing with it. Oh, I caught that heavy. Should turn over left. We'll see if I put enough on it to get to the front. Might be right into the bunker. Yep. That's kind of what I'm talking about with the self-talk, saying I can hit it smooth, and I go and do that. I should just decide on a club and take a full swing. But let's see if we can save par here. We got 15 yards up 1, and we're in the bunker, so 16. 20% is going to be another 3. Probably play a little bit more than that, so maybe closer to 5 or 6. That's going to put us at 22-ish. I'm going to go 60 degree. Second time using these new wedges. This is going to be a little bit out of order. I had a Thanksgiving round I put out first for a match. I used these for the first time, and then videos in between now and then you'll see some of my older wedges, but this is the second time using these wedges. I'm supposed to be forged wedges. They have really nice milling on them. Picked them up from Amazon, but going 60 degree. And I sculled it. Sit, 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 sit. Oh, I don't know if that stayed on or not. It's either a +2 or a +3. +3, yikes. Well, there goes the scorecard. Well, it's the same too. I'm assuming it's going to be the same here. I struggle on par 3s in real life and back here, and I usually do better on like a regular 18-hole course with par 4s and par 5s. But when I was in the villages last time, I would warm up in the morning, kind of get the rust off and some fatigue off from the day before. I put up some of my worst scores at the executives, which are supposed to be easier courses, and played actually better when I'm able to hit driver and longer irons and stuff with the championships. Go figure. But 2 over, double bogey, not great. 172 up 4, sorry, 176. I'm gonna go 7 iron, kind of another in between. Been seeing about 180, 185 out of this 7, occasionally into the 190s, so kind of the same thing as the 8. Just gotta focus on making good contact. Now it's a better strike. Still a little bit toey. It's going to turn over left, but that should be more than enough to get there. If anything, it'll be long. Alright, landed pretty close to the pin. We'll take that. 180. It's about what I've been seeing. If it was warmer out, I wasn't so bundled up. Maybe about 185, 190 with that 7 iron. But par. Gonna need a couple birds to get back that stupid double bogey we just had. Alright, and like I said at the beginning, I'm hoping some of these courses, I don't exactly have it planned out which ones I'm going to be playing yet or trying to play. It's going to be busier there and tougher to get tee times, but it would be nice if I remember some of these holes just a little bit when I'm actually there in real life. But 4th hole, par 3, 115, so I do like that number. That should be a full approach wedge here. Really thin, really toey. That's gonna have to get down, and it's gonna be off the back. Yikes. Maybe this is turning into not as much as a warm-up round, but maybe into a frustration builder round. All right, second shot, 23. We're in the rough, so need about 25, 26. I'm gonna try this 56. Pushed it a little bit right. Not bad though. Good read from the Garmin. Not the worst shot in the world. Say par. Fifth hole, par 3. I figured too, these executive courses will be on the shorter side, so for some people that enjoy the shorter length videos instead of the hour-long full 18, this will be these would be some good videos for you. 177, so going back to the 7. And on top of it, get a good chance to hopefully get a better feel for these newer irons to me with taking driver besides that one hole. I don't even know if it's a driver hole on the par 4. A little bit better strike, still toe side, but should come back left, and I think that'll get us there. Who knows, maybe we'll get a hole in one. Still searching for that in Home to Hero and in real life, but you would think out of the hundreds, if not thousands of holes I've played back here, I'd be able to put one in from a par 3. We'll take that bird, but you're still searching for it. Maybe that'll happen in this series with the executives. All right, here we go. 6th hole, par 4. How far is this? 408. All right, we can hit driver. We're gonna aim this way and hopefully come back left. A little bit of a narrow fairway up there. First driver swing of the day is always interesting. Not terrible, a little bit of a low launch, but should draw back to the middle. Maybe about 250-ish, we'll see. Ooh, we got some rollout on that. Or 280, that works. It's always weird, those first swings, for whatever reason, obviously my fatigue creeps in and the speed gets lower and lower as the more holes I play back here, but it always seems like I come out here and like the first drive off the first tee always is one of my better ones, and longer ones too. That was a good example of that. Didn't really feel like I swung at it super hard, but that was decent contact and right down the middle. 133 left, down 1, so 132. Just gonna go full pitch and wedge. Then again, I pulled the left. I think I'm hanging back on it. That's gonna get down. It's probably gonna be off the back left. Sit. Yeah. That's a unforced error, as they all are. But that's gonna be a +3 for a bogey. Pretty inexcusable in my book from a pitch and wedge, but that's why I'm not on tour. Or even close to scratch. Alright, 3 holes left, 7th hole, par 3, 190. This is on the longer side. There was only 2 tee box options, men's and women's. But this is one of the longer holes. Usually they're 150 and in for the most part, for the ones that I've seen and played. What am I gonna hit? I guess 6. This is where I change over 7 through approach wedge or 770s, and then 4, 5, and 6 or 790s. Let's see if I can get a decent strike out of this 6-iron. Totally pulled it left, but that should have the distance, I would think. Ooh. Realistically, I pulled that further left than it showed. That should have been left side of the green. Garmin, I guess, maybe had that coming back with some right side spin, which may have been the case, but I felt like I pulled that. Take the birdie, though. All right. 8th hole, par 3, 1 over, 141. Gonna go 9-iron. I'm drawing them, but I'm hitting them thin. That's gonna have to get down again. That's gonna probably be off the back. Alright, landed soft, luckily. Like I've been mentioning, I guess just the smaller face, the slightly shorter club length with these newer clubs. I gotta stand even closer to the ball than I'm standing and feel like I'm a little bit more over it and covering the ball. Should reduce the toe strike, and I would think stop me from hitting it so thin every time, but could be ball position, could be a lot of things, or just my terrible swing at times. Final hole here. I would assume it stops us after 9. These are 9 holes, but sometimes it brings you back to 1 to go through again, but we're just gonna stop after 9. So 1 over through 8, 9th hole, par 3, 161, up 1. Go 8-iron, I guess. He's kind of in between numbers, just like slightly below. Should be a good opportunity for me to put a good smooth swing on it, but still, for whatever reason, can't seem to get myself to swing easier and more controlled to some of these shots, which is definitely a detriment and a problem in my game. That was a little bit better. I think I left the club face open, but that was a smoother swing. Maybe short right. I did hit the 8 though. Alright, a little bit short. It'll be a par though, so it should put us at 1 over for the 9 holes. Not too shabby. We kind of clawed back that double bogey. So, from Amberwood Golf Course, again, this is a level 4 executive in the Villages, Florida. So I guess we started off, I'm going again alphabetical order, but we started off with one of the harder layouts. Usually it's not as much distance of what I've seen from the levels of how they rank them. It's more so kind of how they undulate and kind of like the whole layout. So if you have a lot of water hazards and bunkers and that kind of thing, I think that's how they get their ratings for those. But still basically a par 3 course regardless. But 1 out of 1 fairways, 100%. I don't know if we'll ever do that again. 7 out of 9 greens in regulation, we'll take that despite some of those thin shots. 16 putts across 9 holes, not too bad. But I mean, 1 over 29 kind of is what it is. And on the quicker side of a video, I'm gonna go ahead and reset things and hopefully play 2 9 holes at a championship and then another executive. But let me know what you guys think. I know, my apologies for kind of jumping around for, I said it I think a couple videos ago, jumping around with different series, but I like having a couple different things I can come out depending on what I feel like playing, whether it's push-ups, the Pete Dye series, which are usually challenging, subscriber requested courses, which I always like doing, or something like this where I have the option of playing a shorter, easier course, work on the irons, and then have the option to go and do the championship too with the longer courses. But let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.